Hello, Libra. Welcome to Spicy Sunflower Tarot. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for your time and your energy. I am going to start this reading off with the main key cards, the key player, the star of the show, the Light Seers Tarot. So I'm going to leave those here. I have Doreen Virtue's Romance Angels Oracle cards. Set those off to the side. The Marchetti Tarot is going to be our clarification deck. I'm setting that off to the side. And I'm going to start, like I said, back to the Light Seers Tarot. Welcome to this first part of February. I hope that you're well. I hope that you're doing good. This is going to be an energy check-in and an update, a weekly update, whatever you've shown up to this reading wanting to know about. I think you probably have something on your mind or your heart. There's usually a reason why we push play on a video, because we want to see what it says about something in our life. So if you've shown up here with that thing in mind, that is what I want to do this reading for. That's what I'm dialed into, is the situation on the mind or the heart of a Libra. Why are they here? What's going on? What can we help them with so that they can get through it a little bit easier? You know, when you meet for coffee with a friend and you sit and talk about your situation, you share the details, you give them the story, and then they usually, if they're a good friend, they usually have some feedback for you, whether it's good advice, bad advice, any advice at all. But you take that with a grain of salt. You don't take that and go home and make your decision from it. You just take it with a grain of salt. That's what a tarot reading is going to do for you as well. It's like meeting with a friend. You're going to get some insight. You're going to get some understanding, hopefully. Maybe a light bulb moment will go off for you, and you'll realize there is an aspect of a situation that you haven't considered. You haven't thought of all the angles. You haven't looked at the other person's perspective, maybe. So that's why I'm here. I hope that you had a great full moon. That February 1st full moon in Leo, the snow moon, that time for us to illuminate and maybe release what no longer serves you. Also, we're celebrating Imbolc. We celebrated that part of the season between winter and spring. We're right in the dead center of it all right now. Let's get to the heart of the reading. Why is Libra here? What situation is on their mind or their heart? What's going on for Libra? How can we show up to help Libra with what they're going through? You're walking away from something that no longer serves you. You're willing to leave everything you've put into a cup or cups. You've put your heart and soul into something, but because of disagreements, because of a lack of commonality, because of a lack of engagement, whatever the reason is, you have turned your back and you are walking towards your future. You're walking towards that horizon line. The sun is poking up. You're no longer going to be invested emotionally in something. Libra, you're walking towards your future. You're willing to leave a job, a relationship, a family, a home. You're walking away from what no longer serves you. Remember, I just got done saying that full moon that we just had on February 1st, that's what that really represented. I had a jumper pop out here for you, Four of Swords. Okay, that's making some sense. After you make this emotional decision to walk away, you're going to need to rest, relax, go get a staycation in a hotel, check into a spa. Seven of Cups, you have some choices at hand. Whether it is new people to consider dating or being with, new jobs to be a part of, something emotionally is pulling at your heartstrings. You've walked away from what no longer serves you, but that doesn't mean that you're left without choices and options. And you know that you have to be very careful with those choices and options, because what you choose is what you choose, essentially. At the bottom of the deck is the world. This is very positive. This is an overview of the reading. And what this is telling me is that you've graduated a cycle. You've stepped up to the plate and been handed your diploma. Good job, Libra. Thank you for playing. This is your participation acknowledgement and your successful completion of said path. And now move forward. Collect $200 and start moving around the board again. It's basically starting back over the game of Monopoly. A whole new world has opened up to you. Maybe that happened when you decided to walk away from something that was emotionally hard. It wasn't easy to walk away from this, but once you made up your mind and your heart told you it was time, it wasn't hard at that point. You just did it. The whole new world, that whole new cycle, something new has opened up. But you have to rest and relax your mind. The heart decision didn't come without some head involvement, some mental stress and strain to leave that job, to leave that relationship, to move out of that neighborhood. That was not easy. So Libra, you need to go into your nest. I love this nest symbology here. It reminds me of just like, you've got to go to your safe space. You've got to go to your, what do they call it if it's a woman? A she cave? A she shed? You got to go to your she shed, your man cave, whatever it is. You've got to go to the place where you feel nurtured, supported, cared for. This heart, this string. I just love that the swords are all laid down. You have to rest, relax, recalibrate. You have to mentally relax a little bit. That was a hard, whatever you just went through. I really feel like that full moon in Leo was powerful for you. But whatever you just went through, it wasn't easy. It wasn't for the birds, that's for sure. You have now a lot of choices to make, because walking away from something doesn't mean that, we don't have responsibilities. We still have to make choices and decisions. But all the decisions and the choices are under cups. And this is your heart. This is your emotional decision making. And you know that everything looks really good on the outside. Everybody shows up to a job interview with their best foot forward. Nobody shows up to a job interview showing their ass. So you know that in the dating world, in the job market, in the housing industry, nobody's going to show you their downsides. They're going to all present their shiny side. So you have to be very careful. That's why it's probably extremely crucial that you rest, relax, and recharge, because you have a big decision to make. You have to be very careful that you are not in fantasy land, that you're not delusional, that you don't make a decision from an emotional aspect and then later you'll regret it. The Ten of Swords was the last card out. This is betrayal, being backstabbed, being talked about behind your back, being hurt. It's betrayal at the highest level. The Ten of Swords is the end. Once we reach that ultimate level of betrayal, it's over. It's done. It's like a nail in the coffin. It's over. The world. The cycle has ended. You've graduated. Good job, Libra. You succeeded. You survived this terrible betrayal. Something happened. This can be infidelity. This can be your boss has been courting someone for your job behind your back, and you just found out about that, and you just thought that would never happen to you, but it did. This is backstabbing energy. I don't know what has been going on in your life, Libra, but remember, it's the end of a cycle. It's the end of a painful cycle. In your case, here, the 10 is the end. Once the 10 of swords occurs, we may be down, but we're not out. Because once the 10 of swords happens, the ace of swords happens, which is newness, a new clarity, a new thought, a new path, a new idea. So the 10 of swords is ending. The ace of swords is preparing to present. So never fear. Once you've relaxed, so that might be the reason that you have walked away. This walking away energy is the main energy of your spread. The world is the overview. You need to rest, relax. You've got choices to make, but be very careful. And ultimately, there is the end of a very painful betrayal. Something new is going to present for you. Let's grab the Marchetti Tarot and do clarification for the sign of Libra. Let's clarify this reading for Libra. What can we share with them to help? The Lovers, Major Arcana, representing the sign of Gemini, your air cousin. What else for Libra? The Eight of Coins. All right. What I'm getting right away is this feels like a job. This feels like this was something to do with work. I don't know if that tapped into somebody when I said that your boss maybe has been courting somebody else for your job. You figured that out. You learned that. I think that maybe that was what you're walking away from. Whatever Libra this reading is for, that's really what I'm getting. So I don't know. It can't be for every Libra in the world, but if this resonates with you, please do not hesitate to let me know. There is a choice to make now on your part, because it has to do with work. It's the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Coins. Has to do with work. You're a master of your craft. You are a badass at what you do. You bring so much to the table that whoever screwed you over, 10 of Swords, whoever betrayed you, whoever hurt you, they're going to regret it, because you're going to bring your expertise, your subject matter expert side. You're going to bring this to the table. And the Lovers is divine soulmate energy. I think we can be divine soulmates with a job. I think we can be divine soulmates with a neighborhood. We know when we fit somewhere. We know when we belong somewhere. And this is a choice. This choice to belong somewhere, this choice to be someone or something's divine soulmate. I think that you are going to take, when you walk away, you've walked away emotionally from something. Sometimes the heart goes first and then the body goes second. But once you have walked away, somebody is going to choose you to be their subject matter expert, to work for them, to be dialed in for their operation. Because remember, the world, you graduated, you successfully completed something that was very painful mentally. And now you're on a new beginning, a new start. It's the end of the fool's journey, starting over onto a new path. Libra, let's give you a Romance Angels card for. This can be love or not. This can be just for your life in general. And it says trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith, trust. Yikes. That's awesome, because how can you after 10 of Swords? But you will, Libra. Believe me, you've walked away from what no longer serves you. The cycle has ended. A new world is opening up, and I think you're going to get something better coming your way. Trust, have faith. Libra, if this is your reading, if this resonates with you, please don't hesitate to leave me a comment. That reassurance, thank you so much for sharing your comments. It really does mean a lot. And I'm on TikTok and I'm on YouTube, and anything you'd like to do, like, follow, subscribe, share. Always appreciated. Be blessed and be well. Thank you.